Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy gets hired by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a Pittsburgh native, by the way. And another guy that was emotional in his press conference. As soon as he started talking, he started crying. And he's saying that now him, his sisters, his family, they can proudly wear their Pittsburgh Steelers colors in public now because now he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. So, Carl, they had Mike Tomlin. Got him while he was young. 19 years. Go by. He forces himself out. I'm going to walk away. And what they do, they get a guy who's on the back end of his career, Mike McCarthy, who was with Green Bay and went to Dallas and had success in both teams, but only won one Super Bowl. But now he's with his team in the AFC North, Pittsburgh Steelers. Carl, do you like it or not like this move?
As a Ravens fan, I love it. But as a football fan, I laughed at it. Because if you heard me talk about this last show, I definitely did. But to reiterate, you are the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is where they say the rivalry is built on respect, not hatred. I think to me it's built on both respect and hatred. You are the Pittsburgh Steelers. You have 6 rings, right? You are touted upon greatness, correct? What's been going on would get Mike Tomlin would have statues probably at other organizations for not going 500 and doing what he do with, taking his team constantly to the playoffs. But with the Steelers, just making the playoffs isn't enough. And as an organization, they have built that equity to have that right. Mike McCarthy is no better than Tomlin these past 10 years. He has 1 playoff win against the Buccaneers, who looked like they didn't even deserve to be in the playoffs. But one team had to make it out that conference in the playoffs, and it just so happened to be Tom Brady and the Bucks. Destroyed them. That's his only playoff win since 2017? And this is who you hire as your head coach because he's from Pittsburgh? Now, he is an offensive guy. He does bring some offense to the Steelers, which is what they have been lacking. I understand that. But he doesn't bring the culture of the Steelers, in my opinion, to with Pittsburgh, which is something they haven't been lacked, but they can lose. As a Steeler, you don't want to lose that culture. So I just don't think that was the right move. If they wanted to make this a story, this isn't about stories and feelings. This is about winning. And this move, to me, doesn't say that Pittsburgh really cares about winning, to be honest. And that's just going off of what's been happening lately. Because Mike Tomlin got you to the playoffs. He hasn't won since, 2016, 2017. But like I said, McCarthy only has 1. And that was against the Bucks. So I was confused.
Okay, I'm going to go second on this one, Dave. Shout out to Chris Broussard. Let me say that first. Chris Broussard. For what I'm about to do. But anyways, Mike McCarthy, on the back of his career, the Pittsburgh Steelers normally get a young guy and they keep him for 20 years. Pittsburgh Steelers is a defensive organization. Mike McCarthy is an offensive guy. And I don't like this. I said I love it, baby. I actually love it, Carl. After thinking about it.
I love to hear you.
I actually love it. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I love it. First of all, who are you going to get? Let's start there.
Who are you going to get? It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. What you mean who you going to get? They can
what
go
young guy you got right now that you can say, you know what, this is going to be our next coach for the next 20 years?
They could have got Todd Monken. They could have got Mike McDaniel.
Or you could have interviewed Kubiak. Anthony Weaver was another option as well.
Are these guys guaranteed to be your coach the next 20 years?
I mean, is Mike McCarthy?
You said a young coach. You said a young coach defines someone that hasn't been there.
That's what we all want to see.
Clint Kubiak is a young coach.
Yeah, but he's not. I like them. Don't get me wrong, but is that like okay? He's gonna be my next coach. Listen, and he's an offensive guy. And guys, so look.
I thought that was the premise of what you were asking. Offensive guys.
No. Period. This is because we all expected a defensive coach, a young guy who come in like an Anthony Weaver, like Dave said, right? And Anthony Weaver's not really super young, but you know what I'm saying. But anyways, this is why I like the move, y'all. Mike McCarthy has had success as a head coach. Now let's keep it a buck with the Packers.
Season, yes.
Huh?
I said in the regular season, yes, but
are we really blaming Mike McCarthy on the playoff losses? Let's keep it with a buck. Aaron Rodgers, what have Aaron Rodgers done in the playoffs since Mike McCarthy left? The same thing he did with Mike McCarthy.
Didn't he make an NFC Championship game?
He did that with Mike McCarthy.
No,
he only made the NFC Championship game when he get a number 1 seed, and then he wins one game, and then he gets bounced.
Was that not with LaFleur?
He made an NFC Championship game against the Seahawks.
He made an NFC Championship game with
Tom Brady. And lost Tom Brady. Yeah, he made.
But you asked me what he did. You ain't asked me for the result after. He made an NFC Championship game.
This is what I'm saying. What has he done differently without Mike McCarthy that he didn't do with Mike McCarthy?
Aaron Rodgers is like 10 years plus after.
That's what I'm saying. So like Mike McCarthy came in, he got a ring with Aaron Rodgers, and then on top of that, Aaron Rodgers and him got into it, and then everybody was blaming Mike McCarthy, and then he left, and Aaron Rodgers continued to do the same thing he was doing before Mike McCarthy left. Like literally, like he'll get a good regular season, get to the playoffs, and he will have a bad performance, and they won't win. Look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers in the playoffs compared to his regular season. Let's go to the Cowboys. What do we always say about that? Are we really going to blame Mike McCarthy for that loss to the 49ers on both games? No, that was on Dak Prescott.
Hold on.
Especially the second one.
When I brought up Sean McDermott getting scapegoated, you asked me about the defense.
Okay.
So Mike McCarthy is an offensive coach.
Yeah.
So how did the offense perform the second game against the 49ers?
Here's my proof.
Terribly.
These quarterbacks have trends of doing this even without Mike McCarthy. Dak Prescott has a history of not playing well in the playoffs. He has a history of that. He has a history of not playing well in big games. Look at the 49ers game the second time around. You going to blame Mike McCarthy for that? That was on Dak Prescott.
But you just try to blame the defense. You just try to blame McDermott for the defense, which wasn't healthy, by the way.
No, here's my point. They promoted the OC, they scored points in the playoffs. They promoted the OC and got rid of the defensive coach, which I understand. That's a whole different situation. We're talking about Mike McCarthy right now. So Mike McCarthy has had success with multiple when he have a quarterback, he has success with the quarterback. Dak had some of his best years with Mike McCarthy. Aaron Rodgers, his best years with Mike McCarthy. So I feel like he could be good with them. And he's a stepping stone coach. He's not going to be a 20-year coach. He's a coach that could probably get them victories and probably win a Super Bowl because Mike McCarthy had a good point. He said he had a top 5 defense one time in his whole career. And that one time he had his top 5 defense, he won a Super Bowl. So he came in and said, that's going to be my focus is getting the right coordinator, whatever, to get the right defense because the offense is going to flow. He just need a defense because that second Packers game with that's my boy Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, that defense didn't show up. And on Dak throwing them picks. So I like the move. I like it for pivoting to the next coach in the future. Because who else you gonna get?
Who's the quarterback currently for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Will Howard.
Currently, at this very moment.
Okay. How about this? Why don't the Steelers have a QB coach? Who's most responsible for that reason?
What currently? Like
why
or like before?
Why all these years they never had a quarterback? Who's responsible for that?
Well, Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin and the GM.
And who's gone?
Tomlin, but the GM's still there.
So do y'all think that Mike McCarthy is going to find a way to get a QB?
I don't think Mike McCarthy is going to have a say. Mike Tomlin built the equity with the Steelers to have a say. This is McCarthy's first year.
This is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is this. Do we have more faith in the Steelers having a quarterback with Mike McCarthy as head coach or Mike Tomlin?
McCarthy, for sure.
Okay.
Because Ben wasn't a Tomlin guy. Ben was a Bill Cowher guy.
See, do it have to be a Super Bowl this year? Like we can't grade stuff based off what's gonna happen next year. We can't grade all that.
That's not where my grade comes from. Okay, just want to make that clear.
I go ahead,
Joe. I can't agree with you right here. I don't think this is a good hire. For me, because when you think about the Steelers, they've only had 4 head coaches since 1969. Joe, this is not along their lines. This is not something that they do. So I get it. It may be something new for them. But he's an older guy. You're talking about hiring a younger guy. He's an older guy who, yes, has had successful quarterbacks in the regular season. Regular season with the Cowboys, he was 49-35 in the regular season. Playoffs 1-3. They had 3 consecutive 12-win seasons in Dallas and division titles, but it amounted to nothing. His playoff record is 11-11. He's literally 500. He's mid. And when it comes to playoff record, that doesn't speak Super Bowl championship to me. And like Carl said, who's the quarterback? All you have right now is Will Howard. You don't have anyone there right now to put in position. And I did see something too when he got hired that this would be helpful to get Aaron Rodgers to come back. I don't know who said that. That made no sense because Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy does not have a good relationship from what I remember. I remember when Mike McCarthy got fired, Aaron Rodgers was happy. So I don't see where the media thought that was true. He has been to the playoff 12 times. He has an overall record of 174 and 112 and 2. He has 8 division titles, won a Super Bowl with the Packers, of course. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, you look at the Steelers, what they just left from. They just left from having regular season success with Mike Tomlin because he's never had a losing season. So okay, you're not gonna have a losing season with Mike McCarthy, but you had it when you didn't have it with Mike Tomlin. Is it really that different? I mean, is the voice really gonna change? Is this a Steel City voice? Technically, I don't. It doesn't seem like one to me, so it doesn't make sense. They were 10-7 in the last 3 seasons, and got bounced in the first round every single time. So, I mean, and he got bounced in his first. Other than the one time when, like you said, when they beat the Bucks, when Tom Brady and were trash. When I told Tomo that they were going to blow out the Buccaneers because the Buccaneers sucked, and that's exactly what happened. Other than that, they haven't won a playoff game. He's had no playoff success since he left Green Bay. So I don't understand it. And yeah, he's a hometown guy, so it makes sense that way. It's a feel good story, but other than that, it just doesn't make sense to me.
What playoff success the Cowboys had without Mike McCarthy?
They had none either.
So why are we putting?
It's the same thing with the Steelers. The Steelers haven't had a playoff.
Exactly.
No, it's the quarterbacks, bro. Like Aaron Rodgers since his Super Bowl run. They don't look at his playoff performances. And we really gonna blame Mike McCarthy for that? But we did, and people did before, and then he did the same thing when he left.
So let me ask you this question: what position are they in to even get a quarterback? They're not even in position to get a quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers at that time.
Y'all are so focused on next year.
No, we're not.
David, he said they're not in position to get a quarterback.
I'm saying, period. It's Mike McCarthy. Is Mike McCarthy gonna have a bad season with the Steelers? I don't know. They might be mid again. They might go 10-7 again with Mike McCarthy and won't be in position to draft the quarterback.
Man, listen, I like the move because it's a move you pivot into the coach you really want to get in the future. Because right now,
that don't sound like something the Steelers does. That's why it don't make sense to me. They normally hire their coach for a long period of time.
I know, and that's why people don't like it because they're expecting a young defensive kind of coach that's going to be there for the next 20 years. So everybody expected. So when they got an old guy, it was like, oh, it was Mike McCarthy. Oh, Mike McCarthy, it's another Mike Tomlin, which is not. I don't believe another Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin kind of inherited a team, and then he won a Super Bowl, and then he was just got Big Ben, and Big Ben was good. They had all. If you would keep it real, Mike Tomlin for a long time was an offensive team too. With Big Ben,
the Killer Bees.
Yeah, with Big Ben and them. So that's Mike Tomlin. Mike McCarthy actually developed Aaron Rodgers and everything, and won a Super Bowl. He had Brett Favre, and he developed Aaron Rodgers, and then they got a Super Bowl. So and he went in there. Dak had his best year, and Dak became Dak in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
But who is he going to elevate? You keep talking about is this Mike McCarthy's fault? No, it's the quarterback's fault. Who is he going to get to elevate into one of them guys? Not even just this year. But
if they would have got Clint Kubiak, what's the difference? Are you going to say who they going to have?
It'd have at least been a young hire you can build on. You're talking about a pivot move. This one is not something that Pittsburgh does. But two, at least he's an offensive mind. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mike McCarthy is too. But it just seems like such a parallel move, if not below the parallel line. You might as well just convince Mike Tomlin to stay for this.
No. I feel like you have more success than Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin was regular for a long time, and he never tried to get a quarterback. Never. You keep Mike Tomlin, you'll be in the same situation. He never tried to get a quarterback.
I feel like this is the same situation.
Right now it is, bro, but they will get a quarterback. I have more faith in them getting a quarterback with Mike McCarthy as a head coach than Mike Tomlin.
So you believe that? So they are. You think they're going to trade for a quarterback, or
I
they're
have
going to
no
be
idea what they're
bad,
gonna do.
or they're going to be bad and draft a quarterback?
And here's my issue. Here's my issue with who's the young coach they're going to hire that's going to be guaranteed. First of all, nothing is guaranteed. Let's just start there. Secondly, Mike Tomlin wasn't even looked at to be the guy that he is to this day. Oh, when he was hired, they had questions about Mike Tomlin. So, I mean, it's not like just because they hire some young guy, you're going to be like, oh, he's going to be great for 20 years. No, you're going to have to wait and see. So that point to me is kind of mute because no young guy is, guaranteed he's going to be there for 20 years. No, you might like the hire at the time, but it could be good, could be bad. I don't think that Mike McCarthy is just a good hire. I get what you're trying to say with the whole pivot thing, but I just feel like this is a parallel move, if not below parallel.
The Steelers got did they hire DC yet the other day?
No.
Didn't they hire somebody from the Raiders?
Yeah, Patrick Graham.
I think that recently just happened, didn't he?
Yesterday.
Yeah, it said 8 hours ago over here. I'm looking at.
Oh, maybe it was.
Oh, there, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not sure if they completely hired him, but I know your boy from Cleveland also is a candidate too.
Jim Schwartz.
Yeah.
See, I'd like Jim Schwartz as the head coach hire. Me personally.
Jim Schwartz coming to San Francisco. Forget Pittsburgh. Coming to San Francisco.
What did he do as a head coach?
Huh?
What did he do as a head coach?
He was at Detroit. He brought them to the playoffs.
Okay. Is that what y'all want, a playoff? Or you want a Super Bowl?
He elevated Detroit. That's elevation.
I'm confused. He an old coach too. I'm confused.
I didn't say him as a head coach. I said come to San Francisco.
I said I would have liked it more than McCarthy.
That's Carl's thing, not mine.
Yeah, I said I liked it. Yeah, I would have liked it.
I want him to come to San Francisco to be the DC.
Well, I want to know if you like this, Carl. Todd Monken going to the Browns.